Cody Rhodes and 6 other stars who could interrupt Ricky Stark's WWE contract signing on NXT. WWE fans were in for an absolute shocker on last week's episode of NXT. The main event of the evening was a steel cage match between Ridge Holland and Tony D'Angelo, but before the match began, something shocking happened. Seemingly out of nowhere, former All Elite wrestling star Ricky Starks walked out through the crowd with a microphone in hand. He proceeded to cut a short, but exciting promo declaring his arrival to the black and silver brand. To make things official, Starks is in for a big-time segment on NXT this week. Absolute Ricky will have a contract signing on the program. Fans have been dying for this moment for a while now, so it is certainly exciting. This is pro wrestling, however, and contract signings rarely go off without a hitch. There is a chance that Ricky's segment could be interrupted. This article will look at 7 stars who could crash the segment and potentially ruin Ricky's night. Below are 7 stars who could interrupt Ricky Stark's WWE contract signing on NXT. Number 7. Obafemi could be looking for a new challenge. Obafemi is the most dominant force on NXT. Despite only being in WWE a relatively short period of time, he is the longest reigning NXT North American champion. After losing that belt, he won the NXT Championship. The ruler had a big night at NXT Vengeance Day. The big man walked into the WWE Premium Live event with the NXT Championship and took on both members of A-Town Down Under in a triple threat match. In the end, he left both men laying and walked out with his title. Now, Oba needs a new challenge and a new challenger for his title. That could be Ricky. The ruler could interrupt the contract signing to taunt or even challenge Ricky to a future match. Could the two clash at NXT Stand and Deliver in April? Number 6. Saquon Sugars, and number 5. Dean Lennox, and number 4. Osiris Griffin, and number 3. Cutler James, NXT's newest stable, could attack. For weeks, WWE NXT has featured bizarre teasers promoting something for Vengeance Day. We then got a visual of 4 men, but it wasn't clear who they were. Fans had a lot of questions, and some were answered at the NXT Premium Live event. Fraxium, Inamura, Josh Briggs, and later Obafemi all felt the wrath of a debuting stable. The WWE group is comprised of Saquon Sugars, Cutler James, Dean Lennox, and Osiris Griffin. Their reasoning for the assaults aren't yet clear, but they are dangerous. When Ricky Starks attempts to sign his contract, the lights could go out and he could be jumped by this fearsome foursome. If Oba, Fraxium, Briggs, and Inamura were targeted, truly anyone can be victimized by the stable. This includes the debuting Starks. Number 2. Ethan Page set the blueprint for Starks in WWE. Ethan Page is one of the most intriguing characters on NXT. He can be a delusional and cocky jerk who bullies people, but he can also be a sicko who comes across almost like a serial killer in a WWE ring. He has layers. In many ways, all ego set the stage for Ricky Starks. He was an underutilized star in AEW who deserved better. He then joined WWE in a shocking moment, won the NXT Championship, and has remained a key player ever since. Ethan might not want to let Ricky forget that everything Starks hopes to do, Page did first. All ego never gives up a chance to boast, so he might interrupt the NXT contract signing and put Ricky on notice. While there's a chance they could be on the same page given their past, Ethan doesn't make many friends, and that likely won't change with Stark's entry to the developmental brand. Number 1. Cody Rhodes is a friend and ally of Starks. While the other 6 stars mentioned in this list would likely ruin Ricky Stark's first official night as a WWE star, this entry will be a more positive one. There is a chance that Cody Rhodes could crash the segment. The undisputed WWE champion, too, is a former AEW star and a longtime friend of Absolute's. In fact, Ricky and Cody were spotted together even when both competed in different companies, which seemingly upset some fans online. If Cody were to crash the segment, he could officially endorse Ricky to the World Wrestling Entertainment audience. This would make anybody unfamiliar with Ricky know the company he keeps and likely create new fans in the process.